Hello and welcome to a special emergency Facebook Live for Will's fifth quarter special. It is the official pre-Chicago White Sox ALDS Facebook Live here on the show where when the fourth quarter buzzer sounds, you turn to us for your fifth quarter sports talk. I'm your host and creator and diehard White Sox fan, Will Farlow here, uh, getting you ready for at 3 p.m. in Houston, Texas, which will be game one of the American League Division Series for the Chicago White Sox as they are hosted by the team they beat to win the '05 World Series that's not in the National League anymore, but in the American League, the Houston Astros. So I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts for game one, some information, and we're going to start with the White Sox a little bit. And I'm going to post some questions into the. There are some poll questions that are going to be posted, so just give an answer to what you guys think, and we are going to go from there. So I'm going to post a few questions here. I'm going to open the first card. So you guys can release your predictions for today's game. So it's going to be an interesting game. These are two really good teams. That's obviously why it's a playoff matchup. But the White Sox are getting some good news. So it was reported when the Chicago White Sox were on their way to Houston that Jose Abreu came to Houston separately. It was reported that he had the flu. People were worried, oh, he might have COVID. Is he going to be able to play in this big game series? And we have gotten a report, and I'm going to pull it up here. It is from Scott Merkin, a well-respected writer for the White Sox of about 20 years for MLB.com. And he has reached to some news on this. So as I'm trying to find it, just join in on the video, guys. I know it's a random time of the day, but there's some questions on it. It's a pretty big day for the White Sox, so I want to hear from White Sox fans. And I'm going to read this tweet, courtesy of Scott Merkin. So this is from Scott Merkin of MLB.com, writer for the White Sox. My phone can load. Okay, according to Scott Merkin, he says, according to the lineup just announced here at Minute Maid Park during the PA practice, Jose Abreu tonight will be playing first and hitting third. Leury Garcia will be in right field for the White Sox. Gavin Sheets, a rookie left-handed hitter, will be at DH for Chicago. And Cesar Hernandez, one of the key acquisitions in this year's trade deadline for Chicago from Cleveland, will be playing tonight at second base. So those are pretty good names. We don't know the exact lineups for both teams yet. They have not been released, but check out on White Sox on our social media. We'll be sharing all things happening throughout the playoffs for the Chicago White Sox, and sharing big plays and stuff as we do before. So there'll be an episode coming. Due to some technical situations, we will be doing an episode in the middle of the ALDS, so be on the lookout for that. So I'm going to start with both teams. So the Chicago White Sox are coming into this with the edge. They, as Tim Anderson put it last year, and a few of the key Sox leaders mentioned, we got a taste, but we want more. We want to go farther into the playoffs. And that's what they went into the offseason with. The front office did the job that needed to be done, bringing in key players, like the guy that knocked the White Sox out of their first playoff in 12 years last year, and Liam Hendricks, who's an incredible closer. Could be in range for the Cy Young this year. We don't know for sure, but best closer in baseball this year. Really great in key situations. Really nice guy on and off the field. Key piece for this team's pitching staff moving forward. And you got Lance Lynn for Dane Dunning. You bring in all these players. You go aggressively at the deadline, make two trades with the Cubs, bring in Tepera and Kimbrel, trading away Nick Madrigal to the rival Cubs. Then you go and get Cesar Hernandez, play second base. So they made some really key moves with this team. And I just think it's incredible. This team to me has a lot of bravery and courage. They can fight through obstacles. And they did that so much this year in ways no one expected to with the injuries. You had for a time key players out during the year, a majority of the year, in Yasmani Grandal, Eloy Jimenez, and Luis Robert, and some of the other pitchers were out too at times. Jose Abreu was hurt a little while. Tim Anderson had a few little um, stints on the injured list, but 15 different outfielders later, trying the emergence of Gavin Seach, a homegrown rookie for the White Sox, Andrew Vaughn, who's a favorite of mine of the young core of this team, of the rookies this year. And, Dylan Cease has emerged. He was one of my predictions earlier in the year that he was going to have a big season. Um, so that was one of my players to keep an eye on. Lance Lynn is a mainstay in this rotation, I think, for a long time. A really good guy. Not too far from his home state in Indiana over here in Chicago. So uh, they're entering with a record of 93 and 69 on the year. The White Sox under Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa. This will be his first playoff game since 2011. So he's got to be excited too. He's bringing that experience he's had of all those years of managing to help the White Sox here. That's going to really help them, I believe. Their away record during the regular season was 40 and 41 on the year. So they are being hosted by the 95 and 67 team with a 51 and 30 home record in the Houston Astros. So the Astros are going to be putting to the mound. We're going to start with the White Sox here. Lance McCullers will be the pitcher the White Sox are facing on the year, doing very well for this Houston Astros team. Had Tommy John surgery a year or so ago, so he's recovered from that really well, and I think he's going to do pretty good against the White Sox. Put up a good test for our hitters. And Lance Lynn will be going to the mound for the Chicago White Sox. Key acquisition, Dane Dunning, who we got in one of the earlier rebuild trades that brought us Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez. We turned Dane Dunning into a trade in the offseason for Lance Lynn with the Texas Rangers. So it's probably one of the best moves Rick Hahn's made in a few years of the many trades and signings. I like Lance Lynn a lot. He has really good pedigree. He's been in this situation before, last when he was with the St. Louis Cardinals. And when Tony was there, actually, believe it or not, in 2011. So I think Lance is going to do a really good job. He's going to have a lot of hitters to play well against here. So they have released the lineup for the Houston Astros. But in just a second, I'm going to release another one of these question cards here. So we're going to close this first one. We're going to keep that one open. It's where you can release your predictions for the game. So the second one is, who will be the best player in Game 1 for the White Sox? Will it be Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, who they just announced, Gavin Sheets could it be at DH, or Cesar, or, who could it be? That's the question. But this team's really good about, sticking together. They play, I think, if you play fundamentally well in the playoffs, strong defense, strong pitching, good takes at the plate, running all the way to the base pads, and just playing good, clean White Sox baseball that this team has done throughout the year when they've been successful. You do that against Houston, I think you have a really good chance to beat the Houston Astros. That's a bold prediction, but I do have the Chicago White Sox taking out the Houston Astros in the American League Division Series. I think both managers do have experience, but Tony La Russa has really good experience with this team, a very strong connection. This team has, like I said, fought through all those injuries. They're not going to go down easily. They're going to be in these games. But I do think this offense, like they did against Cleveland when they clinched, is going to want to score early and quick and just keep piling it on. I think the bullpen's going to have the edge. There's going to be a lot of positive edge with this team. And it's really important, in my opinion. I know a lot of experts have made predictions. I really think the White Sox need to win at least one of these two games against Houston. And I'd love to see them win all three. Not just because I'm going to Game 3, but I'd love to see them win all three. And you got to make a statement by trying to win the first one. You can feel out the Astros. You've played them before, but when you got swept by the Astros in the regular season, now everyone's going to bring that up. That's regular season. This is a 0-0 record for all teams in the playoffs right now, as the players have said before in history that have talked about the postseason. And I really like that because you change your mindset. It allows you to change your mindset to the positives that you took from the year, and just getting ready for the playoffs. Just bringing your A game, the eye of the tiger, as they would say. Just getting ready for it, because that's what all the great teams that have won the World Series and moved far in the playoffs at this point, even, that's what they do to be successful. They get out of their heads. They play the best baseball they can defense, fundamentals, all the little things are key. So the batting leaders for the Chicago White Sox going into this game are Jose Abreu with 30 home runs, 261 batting average, and 117 RBIs. TA Tim Anderson, 309 batting average, 338 on base percentage, and a 469 slugging percentage. Those two are key leaders in this White Sox team. Uh, just looking at the opposing team on the home side, Houston Astros, Yordan Alvarez, their DH, 33 home runs, 277 batting average, and 104 RBIs. 319 batting average, 383 on base, and 462 slugging for their first baseman, Yuli Gurriel. And just going over the injuries, Jose Abreu is day to day. They did rule that he is going to be playing, so that's no longer current. He'll be fine. Jose Siri is day to day, and Justin Verlander is still on the 60-day injured list for the Houston Astros. So just taking a look, as I mentioned, they have released the lineup that will be facing Lance Lynn. So I'm going to mention two parts, courtesy of ESPN.com's box score, the game preview. It allows you to look at the players on the year, and then I'm going to go to the stats of how these batters have done against Lance Lynn. So here's the lineup that manager Dusty Baker will be putting on Minute Maid Park's field against Lance Lynn, the Chicago White Sox. Leading off will be Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley playing left field, batting second, Bregman at third, playing third base, Alvarez, Gurriel, Correa, Tucker, Myers, and Maldonado. So just taking a look at the players and how they've done against Lance Lynn, pretty good hitter. They've hit pretty well against Lance Lynn this year. Yordan Alvarez, 455 batting average. Bregman, a 400 batting average. Altuve has only 2 home runs and 4 RBIs with a 382 average, so it's the leadoff hitter for Houston against Lance Lynn. Lance is going to want to get to him because he's got 7 strikeouts against Lynn, and Lynn has struck out Michael Brantley 5 times. He has struck out 9 times Carlos Correa, so I think he's going to have Correa's number. But be ready, Carlos Correa is one of the best shortstops in the league, very respectable in the American League, so you got to be ready for whatever he might be bringing as well. So I think Lance Lynn's going to have his hands full. People have said, he has a 6 ERA in his career right now against the Astros, but wash those out. This is playoffs. I think Lance Lynn's going to have a really good game. He's going to set the table for the White Sox, and the bullpen needs to be ready. I do not want to see Dallas Keuchel or Ryan Burr out of that bullpen tonight. I think you stick with the guys that are going to work best in the scenario, yes, but don't do what hasn't worked sometimes in regular season games, leaving in Ryan Burr and giving up 3 runs, or leaving in Keuchel and doing that, because those pitchers are prone to do that this year we've seen when they pitch for the White Sox. So you don't want to do that. Minimize risk and, do what you can to be successful and just play good, smart baseball. And that's what I think is going to happen tonight. So do I have a score prediction? Yes. It could be, there's different ways to approach it. I think it's going to be, I'm going to predict the White Sox winner on this one. Just kind of seeing, the Astros have hit well, but they have a combined pretty good, almost 30, 20 to 30 strikeouts against Lance Lynn. So that's a number to pay attention to. Yeah, these guys can hit, but Lynn's not going to give it to him easy. He has experience in the postseason, as does McCullers. So I think Lance Lynn's going to dominate the game. I think both pitchers are going to be doing really well. I'm looking for Tim Anderson to hit another key home run early on like he did in the clincher. He's going to want to – he sets the table for that offense. I think Abreu's going to get some key hits, but I'm looking for guys like Cesar Hernandez and Eloy Jimenez to set the table as well. We can expect it from Robert, Abreu, Grandal, and some of these key White Sox players have done really well with the bats lately. But I think those are some key guys as well. Gavin Sheets has a power bat against the right-hander McCullers, so that's going to be an option. The White Sox have a really good lineup they're going to be putting out tonight. Play defense, though. Minute Maid's not the same outfield setting and, measurements as guaranteed rate. They got a really deep outfield there at 410. So you want to be really smart in the field. Eloy, don't be running into the walls. We need you for the postseason to stay healthy. So just play smart. Defense, I think, is going to be really key in this game. because the Astros cannot just hit the ball for power. They got some really good contact hitters, especially Michael Brantley, Jose Altuve, Correa, Bregman, a lot of those guys up the line. So you want to be careful of that. Make smart plays and just play together as a team. And I could see the White Sox winning. This is just a score prediction, so I think it's going to be 8-4 White Sox. I think it's going to come down to who scores early. I think the White Sox will score early, but then the Astros will come back a little bit in the middle of the game, and then the White Sox bats will come back later on in the game, and they're going to hand it to the bullpen. So I see an 8-4 win. I do have the White Sox taking the series, though, in the ALDS, and I have it being a 3-game sweep. So that's my prediction. Thank you guys for joining this special Facebook Live edition of Will's Score Special, pre-ALDS of the Chicago White Sox 2021 edition. So when the fourth quarter buzzer sounds, you turn to us for your fifth quarter sports talk. I'm your host, Will Farlow, saying so long from this special emergency Facebook Live. Go White Sox. We wish you the best of luck from us here at Will's fifth quarter special. Bye, guys. Go Sox. Go watch the game.